SBA loans. Some people love them. Some people are afraid of them. You don't have to be. So we're going to tell you some of these mistakes and how you can avoid them, and some really good uses for SBA loan funds. But first, hit the like and subscribe button for us. You're listening to Financial Sense, Arizona's financial podcast that gives you insights that you can only get from a friend in the business. Recorded and brought to you by National Bank of Arizona, the bank of the community. Hello, I'm Brent Cannon. I'm the president and director of the community bank here at National Bank of Arizona. We're so thankful to have you joining us today. Today, we have Kelly Stutesman, returning business banking specialist from our Camelback office. Kelly, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
So just to remind everyone, we are not professional podcasters or influencers.
We're real live bankers.
Every day, that's what we do. That's what we're good at. But we do like to share some of the knowledge, especially for those of you that don't have a lot of knowledge of the banking industry. So it's like having a friend in the business. So Kelly, in our last episode, we talked about a checklist for SBA loans that small business owners needed to really be thoughtful of, and also the timeline of how long an SBA loan can take to process from application to funding. So what are some of the mistakes that small business owners that you've seen small business owners make, or even the lender make, that can prolong the process?
So sometimes the wrong type of loan is selected. A business owner can provide the wrong information or isn't using the loan capital as disclosed.
Got it. The SBA, I think, has pretty specific requirements on use of funds, correct?
They do. They have specific requirements on the use of funds. You want to make sure that the funds are SBA eligible.
Right. And any kind of mistakes in that process, in the application, whether it's by error or not full disclosure, is going to probably increase the time it takes to get that SBA loan approved and funded.
Right. Some common mistakes are the documentation, where they either don't submit the correct documentation or they're just missing it altogether.
And we've talked about this. We're going to talk about it. We're going to keep reminding listeners that working with an SBA preferred lender can really make the process go much smoother.
Absolutely. It'll set your application up to be a strong application from the start.
And those banks are, of course, being a preferred lender, they are very familiar with the SBA loans process, application paperwork, eligibility, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
That's right. You know, the banker and the banking institution experience does matter.
Thinking about the mistakes and common pitfalls, how does a small business owner avoid them?
So again, working with an SBA preferred lender that's familiar with the process, and then working with an experienced banker that, easy to reach, that is communicative, that you have their direct contact information. What you don't want is a bank that, that you're working with that only gives you a 1-800 number. An experienced banker is going to give you their direct contact information and is going to be reachable.
I always tell friends, family, anyone to listen, if your banker doesn't provide their cell phone to you, might be a hint for you to look for a new banker.
For them to have my direct contact is going to be best, because I know that they're going to have questions throughout the process. And so to be able to reach me directly is going to be the best way for me to help them get through the application.
Yeah, you're there for your client. You're walking them through the process and you're attentive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important. I would prefer my clients contact me directly than have to go jump through hoops at a 1-800 number when they're going through a difficult process.
So we've talked a lot about the mistakes, pitfalls that small businesses and banks need to avoid so as to not prolong the SBA loan process. Now let's kind of turn our focus on what are some of the uses that small businesses actually use these loan funds for.
So it can be a variety of uses. That starts with real estate, new business acquisition, working capital, inventory expansion, and up to equipment.
SBA loans, just like conventional loans, can be used for just about any funding need that a business has.
Yeah, just about anything.
So Kelly, circling back to real estate loans, when would a business utilize a SBA guaranteed loan to purchase real estate?
Well, borrowers use an SBA guaranteed loan to purchase real estate because oftentimes an SBA loan requires less down than a conventional loan, as little as 10% in some cases. Which
is a huge benefit for new or small growing businesses. They generally are capital deprived because they're reinvesting into their business to grow it or to start it. So I see that as one of the greatest advantages to SBA loans is that it at times can require less equity infusion, which allows them to, go ahead and move forward.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's a great option.
So all this talk about SBA loans, we would be doing a complete disservice to everyone listening if we didn't tell everybody about the amazing offer that we're putting out there from a promotion standpoint for SBA loans this year. National Bank of Arizona, Zions Bank Corporation. Why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about the promotion?
Yeah, great promotion we have going on. We've got a 1.5% rate discount on SBA loans up to $5 million.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
So that's the two primary drivers of the SBA promotion. And so just to be clear, that's for the 2025 fiscal year. For the SBA fiscal year, that's the time period the promotion is eligible or good for.
Yes, that's the time period.
And by the way, we'll put a link in the description for all the listeners. You can go in there and see the promotion. It's a terrific promotion. At Zions Bank Corporation, National Bank of Arizona, all of our affiliates, we're in 11 Western states. We have banks in Texas, Colorado, Nevada, California, Washington, Oregon, Utah, and Idaho. Being a leader in the small business administration loans is very, very important to us because we recognize that it's arguably the part of the segment that has the most difficulty accessing capital. So we really want to lead in that space. We believe in small business. We want to make sure we're a part of it. We think they're an incredible part of our community, incredibly important part of our community. So being a leader in the SBA space, I think is important for all of us.
It's important for all of us. It is the livelihood of our community is our small businesses.
Yeah, well said, well said. So Kelly, I want to thank you so much for joining us. It's been really good information for borrowers that are kind of entering these new waters of a small business administration guaranteed loan. It can be intimidating and overwhelming. I think this type of information, the more we can get it out there, just makes people more comfortable and frankly, willing to come in and talk to their banker, which we always welcome.
Always.
Is that good? I hate saying that. It just doesn't work with me.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I can't say it.
Yeah.
So watch this episode and other episodes on your favorite podcasting platform, YouTube. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.